Oh, like me? Guys having kids in their 40s?
Yeah, that's the whole bit what it's about.
Old fuck.
Like you got the diaper bag, you got the man boob or the breastfeeding boob.
Just can't win, huh?
You got the kangaroo sack.
The what?
A little kangaroo sack that they put their
that
kid
thing
in.
saved, that thing saved my ass during quarantine, man. I was working gigs. I was working virtual gigs just like this, but I wasn't on camera. But I was working other like virtual audio, video, live streaming gigs, and he was just sitting right here, like snuggled up. I was fucking working gigs, man. That kangaroo sack fucking saved my ass during quarantine.
But it's funny, man. It's funny. All these guys having kids in their mid 40s. Now mid 40s.
Mid 40s.
I'm gonna bump it up a little bit. 44 years old. 44 years old, you're having your first kid. Yeah. I'm a dad. I've been single for 25 years. I'm a dad now. I got responsibilities. Finally, at 44 years old.
I'm 44 years old, living in a fucking townhouse, playing video games 12 hours a day. Now I got a kid, finally.
It's a game changer, man.
It is a game changer. And get your shit together, pal. You know? Come on, man. Atlantic City, huh?
Yeah, boy.
Atlantic City.
Atlantic City in November, man.
Atlantic City 2021.
What is this? 2012? When we did that trip?
What?
Didn't we do that trip in 2012?
The road trip? down to Florida and back? That was 20.
No, to AC and back.
That was 2012, yeah. You guys probably had a better one. Did you actually have a room that was like everybody paid their fair share and you guys actually had a good time?
Yeah, I mean,
instead of some fucking mooches trying to roll up at like
Don touched this guy's shoulder and the dude went like ape shit. And Don's like, really, bro? Really? This dude was like, what the fuck, man? Fuck, bro.
Yeah, Don's one of those shoulder touchers. He's like, hey, what the fuck you doing, dude? What the fuck you doing touching me?
He goes, relax, old man. Relax. Take it easy.
Don's one of those like, hey, let me touch you and try to like, control the situation by touching you. And I'm like, dude, you're not gonna win the argument by fucking putting your hand on my shoulder.
I told Don you should have kicked
piss off the wrong fucking guy putting your hand on their shoulder.
Don should have kicked him in the ass when he was going out of the elevator.
Was this some fucking debate, some elevator debate? Don likes to get into elevator debates.
I don't even remember it, dude, that well.
You were drunk?
I remember him like touching the guy, and the guy like got offended. I'm like, come on, bro, seriously?
Put your hands on my body? You put your fucking hands on my fucking body? On my shoulder? How dare you? Put your hands on me. I gotta hear this fucking story. Of course, the one. It
could be like Boiler Room. You talking to me? You talking to my whole fucking crew?
Dude, the best fucking line in that whole movie, bro.
So he's like, shut the fuck up and drink your beer. Shut the fuck up and drink your fucking beer.
That was one of them. No, bro. They who is it? Scott Conn, his character, he starts giving there was a table of gay couples next to them. And he starts giving them shit. He starts giving them dirty looks, and then they're like, can we help you with something? He goes, and he starts giving them shit for being gay. He's a homophobe. And then they're like, oh, they start saying some shit back. And so Scott Conn goes, you know what? They should take all you gays and put you on a fucking island somewhere and leave you there. And one of the gay guys goes, "Guess what, sweetheart? You're on it." It's the best fucking line in the fucking movie. He had nothing. He was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" He had no fucking reply. The best fucking comeback. Guess what, sweetheart? You're on it. Best fucking no, dude. That movie's a classic. I actually had that on my queue. I think I'm gonna watch that like tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah, dude, that place hasn't changed.
Remember Ben Affleck? Remember Ben Affleck's face? He was like this. He was like, "Look at me." Smiles from ear to ear. Like fucking miserable. You can tell the guy's fucking hates his life. But you know, it's dude, that's such a great movie. Oh my god, Giovanni Ribisi and his dad. Like, what a fucking what a relationship. What a story there in that movie. That whole fucking dad story. And yeah. Shut the fuck up and drink your beer.
Shut the fuck up and drink your beer.
Whose house was it that was empty? Was it Ben Affleck's house that was fucking empty? Or was it was it Vin Diesel's?
It didn't say whose house was it.
They did. I can't remember who they said it was.
I don't know if they did or not.
Maybe
it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't Vin Diesel or Ben Affleck.
It was one of their. It was one of those two guys' houses. It was. I can't remember which one it was. But Giovanni Ribisi goes in there. He's like, "What the fuck? This huge house. There's no furniture." It's like, yeah, he's rarely ever here. He bought this shit like a year ago. There's no fucking furniture in this bitch.
Yeah, everything was there. Everything was in boxes. He's like, did he just move in?
Like, nah, he's been here for like a year. We still have shit. We still have shit like that at the fucking house. Me and Melissa, we still have shit like that at the house. Just it's still packed up. Just never got around it. She was pregnant when we moved in there.
Dude, we didn't gamble at all, bro.
At AC?
No.
You didn't gamble once.
Nope.
You didn't even put $5 on a roulette table. Wow. I'm impressed.
We just drank, man, and partied.
Went to clubs.
You know.
Any decent clubs?
Yeah, we went to that spot that Paulie D DJ's at. DJ Paulie D.
Was he DJing?
No, it was these two chicks from Australia, Nervo, that was there that we saw.
Nervo was there?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. I don't know who the fuck that is, but hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Never fucking heard of him, but hell yeah.
It was good. There was a bunch of Marines there.
Hoorah.
They had like a Marine Corps ball or some shit going on.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely a bunch of fucking rapes and fights that night. Without a doubt. Definitely a bunch of sexual related crimes and fist fights, without a fucking doubt. A Marine Corps ball in Atlantic City on the weekend.
And they went to a nightclub.
Yeah.
It was a recipe for disaster.
Recipe for fucking disaster, bro.
And they were all in uniform too.
Goddamn Boilermaker, not a pressure. That's a goddamn pressure cooker right there. A Boilermaker or a pressure cooker, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Yeah, man.
So we also saw a comedy club. Went to a comedy club.
I don't give a fuck if you went to one. When's the next time you're on stage?
I don't know. Soon. Next week.
So you're gonna send me this dad package. That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna send me a dad care package over here.
Yeah, we
to the Caribbean.
Send you a dad package.
I get a fucking text. I get a fucking text from you. I get a fucking text from you at like 4 a.m. Hey, what's your address? And I'm like, and I actually send you my fucking address here to the gig in the Caribbean. And you're like, yeah, we're gonna send you a dad care package filled
with the essentials.
No, you didn't. That's not what you said. You go filled with the necessaries. I'm like, necessaries.
Necessities.
Necessities. Hey, listen, necessaries. I guess it's correct. It's not a real fucking word, but it is correct. It's all because I'm pretty sure jorts and New Balance shoes.
But it's
And
got to be the New
like,
Balance. It's got to be the New Balance 624s to be exact. Not just any New Balances, but the 624s are like legitimate fucking dad shoes, bro.
oh, you guys are
Like,
the
dude,
worst, man. What is this dad starter kit coming to you?
dad starter kit, a pair of shorts. Ugh.
Ghosting, huh?
Ghosting. Yeah, a lot of women are doing ghosting.
You were talking about ghosting.
Yeah, a lot of women are doing ghosting now. Well, it's been a thing. It's been a thing, but it's more prevalent nowadays, with online dating and
It's much easier.
like yeah, it's just much easier to just like
Yep.
it's people are so afraid to be confrontational nowadays in this society. I don't know what it is, like, but they don't want to speak to anybody. Like I'm sure like they'll go to a job and when they quit, they just ghost them and just never show up again. Like, whatever happened to that employee?
I've done that to a number of jobs, even before. I ghosted the fuck out of a job. Yeah.
But I had it happen recently, and I totally like called the person out, and I was like, deleted me from the app, and I was like, what the hell? I was like, what's your problem?
I don't give a fuck.
It's like we did a video chat for like 2 minutes, and then all of a sudden the ghosting, it was like some very paranormal activity type shit going on here. I thought I was had to call up the fucking Ghostbusters. Fire up the Echo One, dude. Like,
Ghostbusters Afterlife. Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
Afterlife.
Ghostbusters Afterlife, man. But they just disappear off the face of the earth, man. It's crazy.
It's funny. It's a funny story. It's funny you mentioned ghosting because me and Melissa met on Tinder. We hit it off great. Like after our fourth or fifth date, how do I say this? So by mid-December, we had been romantic. If I'll try to keep it, I'll try to keep it as clean and respectful when I'm talking about my wife.
The sparks just flew. You knew it.
Sparks had been flying. We had, it was definitely an intimate romantic relationship at that point. And then I go to the hospital for an emergency tonsillectomy because I had abscess. I had like this big fucking lump in my throat. So they had to cut this lump out. They had to cut this abscess out. They had me zonked out. They had me on fucking morphine, and they had me on I don't know what else, tonsillectomy and all this shit. So 2 days later, I wake up and I see all these texts from her, and I'm like, oh fuck, what fucking day is this? So I text her back, and I'm like, hey, I'm so sorry, sweetie. At that time it was sweet. Now it's babe, but at that time it was like sweetheart. Hey, sweetheart, I am so sorry. I had an emergency tonsillectomy. I've been in the hospital for 48. I've been zonked out. I've been under for 48 hours. I certainly hope you don't think I ghosted you. She told all her friends I ghosted her. And she was already pissed off. And now she's like, oh gosh, I'll come see you. I'm like, yeah, come see me. So she came and saw me in the hospital and but yeah, dude, like a month into the relationship, I think we had been dating. I think we had just known each other for a month. And then I went into the fucking hospital for like an emergency tonsillectomy. Totally thought I ghosted her. I was like, hell no. I'm lucky that I even landed like one person on Tinder. And then fast forward 5 years and we're married with a kid.
Ghosting happens so quick, dude.
But it happens so quick.
You don't even see it coming, man.
Yeah.
Like the conversations you have online could be great. You're ready. You're at the point where you're like ready to meet up. You've been talking for a while and you think everything's going great. And then it just happens like quick. Like I didn't even see it coming.
Like no answer.
Like, dude,
no show, no call.
Dude, Bill Murray showed up. He goes, I don't know, man. I got nothing. I got nothing, bro.
Oh well, he has it in the fucking little contraption. What is that? What was that thing called that sucked the ghost in
It
the
was called
ghost?
the photo pack.
No, the thing that they would throw under the ghost.
That's what I'm
And that
talking about. Or the photon pack.
no, the photon pack was the pack that they wore. But then you had the little trap. You remember the little trap that they would
Yeah,
throw on the ground and it would suck them in? Oh man, what the hell is that? Ghostbusters. Let's look up Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters
equipment.
equipment. Yeah. Let's see who wins. It's all photon packs. Oh, here it is. I see the thing now. What is that thing called? Dude, what a movie, man.
It's just called the trap. The ghost trap.
Yep, Ghost Trap. Okay, yep, Ghost Trap. He just you're supposed to show up to the restaurant. You got your glass of wine, you got the menu, you're waiting for your date to show up. Bill Murray sits in front of you instead of your date. He's like, sorry, got him. It just shows that he just holds up that thing. Sorry, ghosted you.
He goes, "This is where the sighting occurred. This is where the sighting occurred."
He's got the ghost trap. It's like hissing and smoking and a little bit of ectoplasm dripping out. He's like, sorry.
And he's got the photon pack.
Don't worry about it. I got him. You're not going on a date tonight, but I got him. I got him. I'm gonna put him in that fucking vault. You know, like what was the vault?
Dude, back in the day, man, when you like broke up with somebody, you would like take them over to like an Applebee's and have a conversation about it.
To break up with them.
Yeah, you took them out to like a public restaurant.
Never did that. Always broke up with everybody on the phone. I always broke up with everybody.
Now, like
you don't even have to do that.
Now you break up through text messages, and now people are now people are just like, fuck that, I'll just ghost you. It's a lot easier.
Dude, someone broke up with me on Facebook.
Dude, you could be in a 4-year relationship and be ghosted completely.
Well, I wouldn't even say broke up. I mean, we weren't even like serious, but I guess they were like, hey, I've met somebody else and I'm interested in them more. And they told me this on Facebook, and I'm like, okay. But I don't think I've ever broken up with somebody in person. Ever. I think it was always on the fucking phone, bro. Always on the phone. Don't and listen, now ghosting, bro, you don't even have to change your number anymore. You can just block them from your fucking phone.
Or block them from social media.
Block them from social media, block them from your phone device. And if all your shit's linked, even easier. You just go to your phone, hit block contact, and it will block that person. If
so
all their shit,
just get them out of you can get out of your life really easily without even saying a word.
Oh yeah, that's and guess what? You can block them, and yet you can still call them if they're blocked, unless they block you. So you block them, but you can still call them. The call will still go through. That's not really fair, but it is. But that's the way it is, man. Dude, and it's 2021 is so great.
People just
2020
don't want to get the heated battle, man. I don't know what it is.
But why bother? I mean, that's okay. Listen, it's come to it became real simple, probably for me 20 fucking years ago. I'm 41 now. Maybe when I was 21, maybe even in college. This was back in college. If someone doesn't want to date me, okay, I can't force you. It's a waste of my time to even try to like convince you. You've made up your mind. So what's the point in trying to like change your mind? That's a huge waste of time.
Well, if you have feelings for that person, then
no, my feelings. Listen, everything is reciprocal. Everything's reciprocal. My feelings for you, I have feelings for you. You have feelings for me, but they're also these joined feelings between each other, between us. See what I'm saying? And so we keep freezing up. I know, but we'll just make it an audio podcast, I guess. But my feelings for you are one thing, your feelings for me are another thing, and then there's these reciprocal feelings. But my feelings for you as our relationship grows is fueled by the reciprocal relationship feelings. And if you don't have those, then I don't have mine anymore. They're not fueled by your feelings in return. That's how a relationship works. That's where the stalkers are disconnected from reality and disconnected, these these creepo guys that like just won't give up on a chick. I'm like, dude, you're wasting your time. All that energy, take your mindset. If you're a stalker or whatever, take that fucking mindset and put that obsession into something creative or productive or positive. And you're chasing a chick that does not want anything to do with you. When there's a fucking app for that. There's a fucking app to find a chick that's into you. And it worked. And we got married. I got married, bro. Like off Tinder. I had literally met my wife on Tinder. And so like there was a number of other Tinder dates. I wasn't feeling it, or they weren't feeling it. Straight up. Some chick was just like, I don't think it's a thing. I'm like, okay, boop. Find the next one. It's a huge waste of time. But I mean, for guys like you and me that are creative and productive, that time is non-refundable, and we utilize our time the best way.
I like that word. I like that word, non-refundable.
Time is non-refundable, bro. There is no fucking time machine. I'm sorry. So, think. Okay, let's take this whole thing that we're doing here. I mean, you and I are having a conversation. We haven't chatted in like a week or two, but we're going to utilize the opportunity to have a good time, have fun, chat, bust each other's balls, but also film it, make a podcast out of it. We're utilizing our time to its most effective potential. We have a lot of funny texts and stuff like that. So every once in a blue moon, we might actually call each other like on a regular phone call or FaceTime and not Zoom on a podcast. But it's come to our conclusion that you, me, and Don, if we're going to shoot the shit and have a good time and pal around, then film it, make a podcast out of it because it's entertaining and somebody else might find it entertaining. It's utilizing our time to its most potential. The time is not refundable. Like I'm here on this gig, but there's so much downtime. It's like I brought all my fucking civilian projects. I brought all my other film projects and passion projects with me to this gig because there's so much downtime. I'm working on other fucking projects. I just finished In the Woods today. I just finished the In the Woods motion comic, I should say, to hopefully then make In the Woods the proper way and then make, the other short films the proper way. But I made a fucking motion comic here while I'm fucking ADing a film. So utilizing your time. Your time's not. I'm not out at the bars. I'm not at the beach, fucking staring at waves crashing. I mean, and don't get me wrong. There's a time for that. Sometimes you have to fucking do that. You just gotta fucking chill out and go to the beach and watch waves crash. But if you're like still building your fucking empire or whatever, your time is non-refundable. You have to utilize every fucking second of the day. And if you're a father, fucking you got to devote all that time to the wife, to the kid, to the family, and to the work, and to the passion projects. If you're trying to fucking build some sort of empire, some sort of legacy, then definitely got to take a vacation and stare at a sunset, stare at waves crashing. Don't get me wrong. That is definitely needed. But going back to like chasing chicks, man. Chicks, bro. We'll get some chicks. We're just gonna go get some chicks. Just like that. I'll have this chick and my buddy will have that chick, and boom, chick had. Nah, man. It's a lot easier now. It's kind of that easy now with Tinder and stuff like that. But if a lady says to me like, I'm not really feeling it, and I'm like, okay, I can't force it on my end. It's all about being natural and organic with me and relaxed and have a good time. I can't fucking force it. I'm not going to show up, put on a facade, act like somebody I'm not. You know, I'm a fucking weirdo, and my wife likes me for some fucking reason.
You
Dude,
are a weird dude, man.
I'm a weird fucking guy. You know what I'm saying? My brother's weirder.
Oh,
And him,
dude, your brother is like Stranger Things, man.
Stranger Things, man. And listen, he just had a kid with his lady back in April. You know, he's got a kid. He's a fucking weirdo.
He's a strange dude.
But he
man.
found the one.
I was like, I like you. You're strange, but I like you.
Yeah, man. You know, but it's the weirdos that fucking, you know, do the cool shit that everybody talks about on Reddit and TikTok. The fucking Squid Game. Like, who the fuck comes up with Squid Game? And that shit was the talk of the town for a straight fucking month, bro. Squid Game.
Dude, I'm surprised Tiger King hasn't fucking like been the talk of the town because it just came out with the new episodes.
They did, right? They came out with the new season, right?
Yeah.
Follow up. Fucking Prison Time. Is he out? Don't tell me. Don't spoil it. I gotta finish it. I gotta watch it.
Well, it just came out, so I haven't watched it yet.
You haven't watched it either? Okay. Well, there's a movie. All right. Have you seen a movie on Netflix called Sweetheart?
Sweetheart.
Sweetheart is about a young girl that was on a boat trip or something. The boat crashed. She ends up stranded on an island, and there is some sort of creature that lives in the water on the west side of the island. And it's a fucking doozy of an hour and 22 minutes of a movie, buddy. It's a good one. It's a good one.
Did it just come out on Netflix?
Actually,
or it's been out for a while.
I think this shit's been out for a fucking while. So this is the kind of movie that would be this is the kind of movie that would be perfect to be made during quarantine. It's isolated as fuck. You got and semi spoilers ahead, okay? You got the creature that lives in the water. You got the main girl. You had a character in the very beginning. You got two other survivors that pop up. So what is that? What was that? Was that 5? And then you've got like a prosthetic body of somebody else that was like eaten by sharks. So 5.5 people. One of them not even a real fucking person. Definitely like one of those isolated movies. You know how during the quarantine they started pumping out a lot of those isolated movies.
Yeah, it actually came out in 2019.
It came out in 2019, so it was pre-COVID. But definitely it definitely could have been one of those movies that they produced during COVID, during quarantine, because you got a cast of like 5 fucking people. And then it's an underwater movie, so you probably have like an underwater camera crew. You have a regular camera crew. You got your director and your AD and producers and camera operators and sound people. But you can get away with a fucking skeleton crew these days with the kind of with the smart equipment that you have these days. Come on, because you got smartphones, you got smart cameras, you got smart mics, you got smart drones, you got smart lights. Everything's smart. You got a smart home. You got a smart boat, smart car. Everything's smart now, which is making everybody else stupider.
It is. It's making people
so?
dumb as shit.
How do you think it makes people dumb? What do you mean by that?
Because they don't have to think.
Yeah.
They don't have to use their brain.
Yeah.
Like for instance, you know, back in the day, like we had to get somewhere that we didn't know where we were going, is that you had to purchase an atlas or a map.
Or you had to you had to fucking know the route. You had to fucking know it.
Or you had to have some sort of sense of direction, you know what I'm saying?
Because dude, I can tell you right now how to get to your house in Bowie.
But
I can tell you a number of routes by heart, not by fucking ways. But
I'm saying, say if you went somewhere else, like in another state, for instance, you would have to pull out an atlas and and basically like draw a route to where you're going.
Yep.
To be able to read an atlas.
Bro, when people were coming to my fucking house, like, girlfriends back in like high school and college, and they were like, how do I get to your place? I'm like, too easy. Write this down. You're going to take 495 towards College Park. And then you're gonna merge. Hold on. Then you're gonna merge left to 495 towards Andrews Air Force Base. Then you're gonna take exit 20, and you're gonna go east on 450. You're gonna stay on 450. Don't merge off to the right to Princess Garden Parkway. You're gonna stay on 450. You're gonna go up this. You're gonna go up on the overpass. And then you're gonna take a right on Fontana, and then I'm not gonna put the rest of the directions out to my mom's house online, but. I still remember those fucking directions, bro.
But dude, I remember working at Pizza Hut as a delivery driver, back in the day before
being
they had
fucking delivery driver back in the day, dude.
Dude, it was hard, man. It was difficult because you had a map that they had in the pizza shop that you had to look at, and the orders were just coming out.
And this was your area. This was
they didn't have like Uber Eats and all these different delivery services. So like you were it. You were the guy. If you were a delivery driver for the night, you were the guy.
Let me ask you this.
To deliver pizzas, so you'd come back and it would be a stack of pizzas, and if it got weeded or swamped, you'd be screwed.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this. So now, like, all right. So you remember back in those days, because I worked at a pizza place. I wasn't a delivery guy, but I was the pizza fucking master chef. But back then, and even now, I think even now they still have like, we don't service this area. We don't service that area. Oh, we don't go out to there. Now I'm pretty sure still that applies today. But do you think their area of service has grown because they have an app? I don't know. Because I remember fucking, I worked at Lido's in Seabrook. I don't know. You remember Lido's in Seabrook?
We just had, I remember the map just covered an area.
Your map probably fucking, what was this, College Park?
No, in Bowie.
Bowie. It probably was just fucking Bowie, dude. They were like, you're not going anywhere past Bowie. You're not going to fucking Glendale. You're not going to Greenville.
No, we wouldn't go to,
You're not going to Crofton. You're not going to...
We wouldn't go to Crofton. We wouldn't go to Crofton. We would just go to Bowie. And
just Bowie, dog.
But I was the only driver some nights, like on a Friday night. So I would get, or maybe we had two drivers, but we get crushed because there was no other delivery service. It's not like Pizza Hut. You can Uber Eats can.
But you can do Uber Eats or Grubhub Pizza Hut. But Pizza Hut has its own fucking delivery guy too, and that's what's fucking killing it. But here's the catch-all: the delivery guy for Pizza Hut is the fucking Grubhub guy for that Pizza Hut. So I mean, he's still taking those fucking deliveries. But the thing is, I would think that an establishment would widen its area of delivery because of apps now. And then because of that app, because of the fucking Grubhub app, because the Pizza Hut has a fucking app, Chipotle has a fucking app. I don't think Chipotle delivers, but Pizza Hut has an app, and they can clock your address, and they can determine now that we have a bigger area, out of our area, you're kind of far, but you're like but now that we have a bigger area, you're kind of like on the outskirts of our area. We're going to charge you a slightly higher delivery fee. Or you're like 2 blocks from us, so it's probably a lesser delivery fee. And maybe that's how it's working now, because I don't know how the fucking algorithms of the fucking apps work, but I would have to say that the area of the service area, because I would always call who the fuck was it? You remember when you, me, and Brian lived together in College Park at Seven Springs?
Yeah.
I was always calling this Papa John's in Beltsville. And every other day, it was like on odd days of the week, they would deliver to us. On even days of the week, they were like, we don't service that area. I'm like, I just called you guys yesterday. Or last week, I just called you guys. I don't eat pizza every fucking day. I know I look like it, but I don't.
Dude, it's like that movie 30 30 minutes or less. We have to drive for 2 towns over.
30 minutes or less. I'll check that out.
You never seen that movie?
I don't think so. Oh, wait a minute. Justin Long or the other one? Oh, he ended up getting stuck into a fucking bank robbery.
Yeah.
Yeah. 30 minutes or less. I'll check that out. Sounds funny. Yeah, I mean, what the fuck else did we have to deal with back in the day, man? Like pulling over to payphones, pulling over the fuck. Oh, I just got a page. I got to pull over to payphone. I don't recognize this number. I hope it's a chick. I don't recognize this number.
Maybe they had the drug dealer payphones that they could call the payphone back. Like it would ring. They could actually dial the payphone.
Yeah, right. See, they started turning that shit off on a lot of things because before like the big drug crisis, you could always call a payphone back. There's always a return number on a payphone. But they started turning off the incoming calls to payphones because of drug dealers, because of pagers and drug dealers.
Yeah.
And then you got cell phones, and so they started tracking cell phones, and they started making burner phones. And then they fucking legalized it. So thank God for that. Fuck. Got to be on that grind, slinging that fucking hashish, man. Got to be on the grind. Nobody's calling anybody from a fuck. Nobody's doing payphone. Nobody's doing payphone drug deals for crack. Crack sells itself. They're doing corner deals for crack. It's either weed or coke, maybe heroin on the payphones. It's always weed. It's always college kids with money for the weed, maybe the coke. It's always the fucking stockbrokers.
It's always
the stockbrokers. Get a little. What was the line? Give me the line from Boiler Room.
When he was like, I need some kizzy on my nizzy. He was like, now I'm on vacation, bro. I need some kizzy on my nizzy. I'm trying to get high like a motherfucker.
Jamie Kennedy, man.
He goes, pass me that motherfucking nose candy.
Pass me that motherfucking nose candy. Jamie Kennedy, man. What the fuck happened to him, dude? That was dude, that movie was so perfectly cast at that time.
Well, he basically took that role and he formatted it into Malibu's Most Wanted. His character.
Oh God, B-Rad. Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
Dude, it was like the same character from that movie.
But did
from Boiler Room.
But did Malibu's Most Wanted come on? Did Malibu's Most Wanted come after Boiler Room?
I want to say that it definitely did.
I'll let you do all the fucking clicking and the researching and the fact finding.
Yeah, Malibu's Most Wanted came out in 2003.
Oh yeah.
Boiler Room came out in 2000.
I was gonna say 99, but yeah, 2000. Yeah, like 2000. The movies that came out in 2000 were like hit and miss, dude. Hit and fucking miss. You had Boondock Saints, I think, which was technically 99. Matrix, which was 99. You had some hit and miss movies. You had some fucking shit movies come out to that theater. Like Mission to Mars. You ever seen Mission to Mars? I like it, but there are so many issues with that movie. And then there was did you ever see Supernova? With James Spader, Angela Bassett. Who else was in that fucking movie? Lou Diamond Phillips. Fuck, who else was in Supernova?
Yeah, that came out
99 or 2000.
Okay, because they made another movie in 2020.
Not the 2020 version.
Called Supernova.
Not the 2020 version. 2001. James Spader, Angela Bassett, Lou Diamond Phillips. What's this actor's name? He was in Jackie Brown. Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot his name. Anyway. Yeah, Supernova. There's like 17 different cuts of that movie. Everybody kept trying to like recut it and re-released it.
Was it Robert Forster?
Robert Forster, yeah.
He was in Jackie Brown.
Yeah. You know, Robert Forster, did you see Delta Force with Chuck Norris?
Yeah.
Robert Forster was like the lead Islamic terrorist back in the day when you can get away with brown face.
Yeah, he died in 2019.
He did. Yep. He died right before COVID. Yeah. That's away just recently. He was on the Twin Peaks reboot. He was on he did a couple of movies. He did this movie called Werewolf Cop.
I want to say he was in Me, Myself, and Irene as well.
Yeah. He was either Jim Carrey's dad or he was the sheriff.
No,
he was the constable.
He worked for the police department.
Mm-hmm. He was the constable, but wasn't he like his uncle or something too? Or he was
not in that movie. He was just his boss.
No. He was like the chief of the Vermont Police Department or wherever the fuck
or Providence or whatever it was.
But was it Rhode Island?
Or no, Rhode Island. That's right, Rhode Island.
It was Rhode Island. Rhode Island Police. Yeah.
Yeah. I said Providence, but same thing.
Providence, Rhode Island. Oh.
Yeah.
Now you're close, man. I knew what you meant.
The Farley brothers seem to use that location a lot. They've used it.
I think that's where they're from.
They use it in quite a few films.
But I think that's where they're from. They're always keeping it with their roots, dog.
Because Hall Pass was based in Providence, Rhode Island as well. And that was directed by the Farley brothers.
Hall Pass was?
Yep.
Dude, that movie, I didn't even realize that was the Farley brothers movie because Hall Pass is fucking funny.
They like using the same
fucking
they like using the same guy in all their movies. Danny Murphy, he actually passed away because he's handicapped. He had gotten into a diving accident. He was real good friends with the Farley brothers, and the Farley brothers were actually there when he got into the diving accident. And then so he mentioned that when they were doing their films, because he mentioned that Danny Murphy mentioned that he didn't have any handicapped people in his films. So then they started putting him in the movies. If you notice the Farley movies, the handicapped guy that's in a wheelchair, he's actually like a paraplegic or quadriplegic.
Did he hit his head on the bottom of the pool or something? What happened?
I don't know. He dove in the water at Martha's Vineyard, and he became handicapped. Or he became disabled. He like broke his spine or something. Had a freak accident, and so he was in a wheelchair. So he mentioned that, and then they put him in the first movie was Kingpin, and then the last movie he was in was Hall Pass, and then he passed away. He had cancer, and he passed away like a few years ago. Yeah, he was young. He died at 58 years old.
I do recognize him.
Like if you pull it up, you'll recognize him from the films. You know, because he was in something about Mary. He was in Kingpin.
Me, Myself, and Irene.
He was in
Hall Pass.
He was in Hall Pass. He was in Shallow Hal. He was a cab driver in Shallow Hal, but he's only played like cameos or just small roles.
Stuck on You, Shallow Hal. Yeah, that sucks, man. That sucks. Yeah, like when those accidents happen, or like shit like that happens.
I mean, it was pretty much the same accident that. Remember Tim Strachan from DeMatha? He was a quarterback for DeMatha.
What year? What year did this accident happen?
I want to say like 93. I want to say.
I wasn't there.
I want to say like 1993, maybe 94.
I was there in 94, but I don't remember the accident.
But he was the starting quarterback for DeMatha, and he was having a fantastic career at the MAFIA. You know, he had all these scholarships to different universities, and he was like a top pick. And then he was I want to say Bethany or Rehoboth, one of those places, and he dove into the water, and then he ended up being crippled.
For life?
Yeah, he's still in a wheelchair.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he was like a junior in high school when it happened. Junior or senior in high school.
Yeah. Like I almost broke my back skateboarding. I cracked a vertebrae and I dislocated my hip skateboarding. I went off like, you know, like the bowl, you're skating in a bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And I like went up the side and I straight legged it. And so the board went right out from under me and I did like, so like I'm going up, let me see, so I'm going up the side of the bowl and the board just goes right out and I do like a 180 and I land on my side, knocked the wind out of me, couldn't breathe for like, it felt like an eternity. I couldn't breathe. My dad and mom run over, they're all freaked out. Um, I think they call the ambulances and stuff like that. And I could get up and I could walk. And they're like, we think you're fine. And so for some stupid reason, we all just decided, all right, we're not going to go to the hospital. Fast forward 2 years later, turns out I got scar tissue on one of my vertebrae. Apparently I cracked it or fractured it. The vertebrae didn't break it, but there was like a fracture, like a fracture to a vertebrae. And I must have dislocated my hip because I was having hip issues for like from 5th grade to fucking, I don't know, 12th grade. And so then I just started exercising. So when I started exercising, I guess it helped the hip flexors or whatever. But it was a fucking dude, like I was having back issues in middle school. Like who the fuck has back and hip issues in middle school? You got to walk with a fucking cane at sometimes when you're in middle school. And I had to do that. I had to fucking walk with crutches or a cane because my back was just slip out. And so I just started exercising, doing back exercises, core exercises, stuff like that. And now I haven't had an issue with that. My back is just fucked up because I'm old and I'm beat up. The military has fucking broken me. Being a dad at 40 broke me. Being 40 and hunching over in that crib, the lower back, the upper back, the neck, just all fucking shot.
Dude, that's probably probably why those New Balances 624s, man, are good for you, man.
Well, they have a certain posturepedic support within the heel, and because it's 64 degrees. I'm fucking making that complete fucking bullshit.
They're built for dads.
Yeah, they're built for dads. Exactly. I mean, what's your fucking secret? Because you're 40 and you look like you're 25. What's your fucking secret?
I don't have any kids.
You don't have any kids. You live life to its fullest. You enjoy life. Chasing fires. You don't have to deal with privates, and you don't have to fucking deal with privates and specialists. All your fucking
drinking a lot of beer, man.
Drinking beer, living life, working out, keeping it simple, keeping shit simple. That is what will make you live long. Keep it simple, silly. See, I don't call people stupid. Kiss. Keep it simple, silly. Don't be silly. You know what I'm saying? Well, Durko, the guy who likes to touch people's shoulders, clearly a no-show, no-call for the evening. Pulling that power move. I'm just going to no-show, no-call. I don't think I'm not feeling it today. I'm not feeling it today.
He just ghosted the podcast?
Ghosted the fucking podcast. No-show, no-call. Hey, did you get the link?
Dude, you should put a little ghost symbol up by his shit. Can you do that?
No, I don't have
you don't have that setup. You don't have that capability.
I do not have that here. No, I don't have that capability. I have it at home at the fucking basement studio. Yeah, I'm in a fucking little shitty fucking. If you saw this place, you'd be like, "This is pretty good for where you're at," but I don't have those capabilities. The Wi-Fi, as you fucking clearly know very well from the performance of this podcast and previous ones before, the Wi-Fi ain't that good. T-Mobile goes out like every fucking morning. It seems like T-Mobile goes out every morning at 4 a.m. I'm waiting for a fucking FaceTime call from my wife. And it's like, boop, no service. I just had 4 bars like an hour ago. And now it's no service. Okay, go into settings, reset network settings. Okay, boom. T-Mobile, 4 bars. I gotta like set an alarm to reset the network settings of my fucking phone. Loving life, man. Loving life to its fullest.
Dude, I hope Durko shows up. There's like 5 minutes left. But like, yeah, well, we're wrapping up the show.
Yeah. Well, okay. I'll tell you what. This is what I'm gonna do with. This is what I'm gonna do to Durko, because we've been going on for about almost an hour now. So if he does show up, I'm gonna make him wait, and I'm gonna bring him in just as we're closing out, like I did last time. That one fucking time he was an hour and a half late to the show, and I made him wait for 15 minutes. Then I brought him in, and I said, "All right, folks, it was good night. It was great seeing you." Yeah, I'll fucking pull that fucking shenanigan. Well, speaking of, like, earlier we were talking about, Danny Murphy and who was the DeMatha guy? I should know this guy. Who's the DeMatha guy that injured himself?
Tim Strackham.
Yeah. So you remember last year I was doing a campaign for Landon Koya, Landon's Mafia. Yeah. So he relapsed again. Yeah. So I'm putting the links to his stuff in the description of the video, and you can just check his stuff out. So that'll be in there. That'll all his stuff. He's so hopefully we can get a lot of people to donate to the crowdfunder and help out with his treatment, child cancer awareness, and all this stuff. So yeah, it's kind of a shitty way to end the show, but it is what it is. we're still pulling for Landon. So he was doing really well. I want to say the beginning of this year, all of 2020 he wasn't. So in the beginning of this year, he's pulling through and he was doing great and he was running around, but now he's back in the hospital and it looks like it's even worse. So check out all the links in the description for Landon's stuff, and I guess we're just going to go ahead and close out on a sad note, unfortunately, but sometimes that's the way it is, man. Life isn't always as perfect and pretty as it's supposed to be. Yeah, so Zombie Squad 211, check out Tech's comedy bits and all his crazy shenanigans, Atlantic City and the clubs and the partying over at Zombie Squad 211. Check us out at deadonpictures.com, YouTube, Dead on Pictures.
Also, check us out on LinkedIn as well.
Yep, LinkedIn. Yep. And yeah. Fuck, man. I completely fucked up the whole fucking show, bringing it down to a fucking depressing level. Hold on, we got some merch, and if I sell some merch, I'm just gonna fucking start pumping whatever money we make from the merch. It's only like 10%, but I'll just probably pump it into Landon's crowdfunder thing. What else? Oh, so today I finished, for the most part, In the Woods motion comic. That'll be coming out in the next within the month. It's a motion comic based on a script I wrote in the woods. You know, you and I and Don and Andre and my brother and Dwayne. I mean, fuck, man, we tried so many different ways to pull off this short film. So, In the Woods is finally complete. It's going to be a motion comic coming out in the next month. And yeah, so check out all the links in the check out all the links in the description below. Landon's Mafia. Check out the links to that. If you can help out, or you can spread the word on Landon. You know, he's only 3. He hasn't lived a life at all. All 3 years of his life has been in a hospital bed, with the exception, I think.
I mean, that's tough, you know, especially during the holidays. You know, we have Thanksgiving coming up on Thursday.
Yeah.
So I know, you know, that's tough. And just, you know, Thanksgiving is a hard time for people. You know, a lot of people, you know, aren't as grateful as what they have. You know, there's a lot to be thankful for. You know, that you know, a lot of people have their health and have a roof over their head, and, you know, like food on the table and stuff like that. You know, that's important. So, you know, there's a lot of people during this time that don't have that. You know, they don't have a family to go to. They don't have, you know, a hot meal to come home to, and warm clothes and stuff like that. So, you know, even like the fire department did a great thing. I just saw for some family members that had gone through being displaced due to a fire. So DC Fire Department donated turkeys to their family, and then because they just had their house remodeled or reconstructed due to the casualty of the fire and the damage, so they just recently got back in their home. So DC Fire Department dropped off turkeys to their families.
All those residences that they went to and put out fires. They keep a
Well,
log.
yeah, they keep a log and they go
keep it a
and
checklist, man. And like
they go
turkey,
back
turkey.
and they go
Fucking
back.
love it, yeah.
They go back to the residence, the neighborhood where the fire occurred, and they fire prevention passes out smoke detectors and pamphlets on fire safety. So they just dropped off turkeys to that family and checked out their smoke detectors, make sure that the smoke detectors were working. And then also big ups to Food on the Stove. Food on the Stove is working really hard on getting turkeys to the firehouses, just like what they did last year was a huge success. Every firehouse in the city received a turkey. So Food on the Stove has been putting in a tremendous amount of work during the holidays, working overtime, and making sure that every firehouse gets a turkey and a great meal that comes with it. They do kind of like we did. Remember, I helped you with the turkeys that one year.
Yeah, man.
Through the military, and we packaged up all the turkeys or boxed them up and gave them and shipped them out to people.
Yeah, you made the news that day.
So
he was on news,
so I did it. I did
9
it.
and 11.
So I did it last year. I did it last year for Thanksgiving. I helped. I got in with Food on the Stove, and we passed out turkeys to the firehouse.
I remember that. Yeah.
Then a couple years ago, I gave food to the homeless. So whatever you have to give, whether it's some canned goods laying around your house, you know, it's always good to donate somewhere, whether it's to a homeless shelter or wherever you can provide food for, whether it's a soup kitchen or, you know, any place that accepts donations. So I know this is a hard time for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, well, not everybody, but a lot of people are having a hard time, whether you're dealing with a death in the family that's not here, you know, especially because of COVID. You know, COVID, you know, took a lot of people out. So condolences go out to all the people that passed away due to COVID-19. And I know this year is definitely hard on some family members. So I just wanted to put that out there, you know.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Well, on that note, we're gonna call it a night. Whoever's watching, hope you hope you enjoyed it. And hey, listen, if anybody's watching, click those links and try to help out Landon. buy some of our merch. What little $1 or $2 I get from a hoodie or a t-shirt, I'm gonna send it to Landon.
Yeah, just be safe out there. Don't drink and drive. I know it's a big holiday weekend. I mean, coming up, especially, Wednesday night is always a big party night. Just be smart. Take an Uber. Don't drink and drive. I don't want any casualties happen on the day before Thanksgiving. So just be safe out there and safe travels. I know there's a lot of people traveling tomorrow to see their families, and just want everybody to be safe and have a happy Thanksgiving. Watch some football, eat some turkey, and just enjoy the time you have with your family, because you never know what turns may take, and that family member might not be there the next Thanksgiving. So
yeah, man. Shalom, l'chaim,
and all the people,
Slanja, cheers,
and all
happy
the people that are
Thanksgiving.
serving their country, all the military people that are serving their country that can't be home for the holidays. I want to wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, man. All right. Peace. Hey, don't go anywhere. We'll talk a little bit offline.